What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be doing a 4th gen 4Runner traction control bypass switch. Fairly easy, and you might be wondering, well, how easy is it? Well, it's just about this easy. Battery acid in my eye! We got it right here. This is from 4th gen harnesses. Chris is his name. He's a guy who's been in the Toyota community for quite a while, and he is a genius when it comes to making custom harnesses. If you need ditch light harnesses, if you need harnesses for lights, if you need harnesses for traction control, if you want an OEM look and you want it to look good and you don't want to look at all the schematics and figure all that junk out, Chris is the man. Now you might be wondering, well, Dylan, why do I need a traction control bypass switch? Do I really need one? Well, if you're a V6 owner, you actually got a button for it. Like the Tacoma guys, you got a button and you can turn it on and off. Us V8 guys, we don't have the luxury of having these. And so, when you're spinning wheels, when you're tossing mud, when you're just looking to get going from a stop sign and you can't go anywhere because traction control is killing your power, slowing down your wheels, turning on the brakes, we now have a switch that you can push to turn that off. Now, of course, there's some ways that you can do it on your own. You can make your custom one, but there's something special about supporting people in the community who do really good work, and they're innovative, and they can even make it look pretty OEM. And so today, we're going to unbox this, we're going to show you how to install it, and we're going to do it all together. Let's go. And so let's get to unboxing. When you receive your harness, it's going to be in this beautifully packed box. Chris, you've outdone yourself, man, when it comes to... Look at this, plastic wrap. This guy must have bought this all in bulk because he cares so much. I love it. We got printed instructions, which is fantastic. They got all the written stuff on there. You can't go wrong. Once again, this plastic wrap. This guy, he put a bolt in another thing of plastic wrap. I love it. We got our harness. This is going to be plug and play, guys. I wasn't kidding when I said this is easy. You got a male connector, you got a female connector, and you got this little doohickey, which we'll go into in a minute, and a bolt. You're going to mount this, plug these in, and we're pretty much going to be done. The other thing that it might come with is some sweet stickers. Look at that. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. From Camino, California, veteran owned. This is the best of everything, guys, but this is what we got with us today. So you're going to get a few components, a bolt, a harness, some stickers, some instructions. Simple, yet effective. Let's get to the install. We'll pull the 4Runner in and see what we can do. Alright, now that we got the truck in the garage, we're going to go back in the truck because we are woefully inefficient in this place. So if we come over here, come on over here. Don't look at me in the truck, you need to come into the truck. And so we got the truck. If I turn the key right on this side, I don't know if you can zoom in there. Of course, if you have a 4th gen, let me turn those lights back on. You got your ABS, you got your traction control, all that jazz. When those lights come off, power is being cut to your wheels. Sometimes the brakes are being applied. That's what we want to turn off, that system. Of course, when you're driving every day, you want that on. It's a really good system. But if you're just trying to do hooligan stuff, do donuts in the parking lot, having fun off the road, it's really fun to turn that off. And so that's what we're going to be accomplishing today. So first things first, let's pull that hood. I always pull the gas cap, not going to lie. Pull that hood, walk on over here, crack the hood. And everything we need to do is going to be on the right side of the engine bay. So let's grab the instructions and get started. And so coming over to these beautiful instructions, we have the first step. It is mount your relay to one of the 2 threaded holes in the upper frame rail located between the fuse box and the firewall with the supplied M8 125 bolt and washer. And so if we come over here, where I'm going to mount this is going to be right here. I got my fuse box here. There is a threaded insert right there. Obviously, we got this big old ground there. And so we're going to find another threaded location right here. And all I'm going to do is sneak that bolt in there. And we are just going to snug this up. This is a really nice place to put a relay. You're going to have access to it. I'm going the wrong way. What else is new? All right, now with this on, we have this secured. This is the relay, the doohickey from before. Relay, it relays information, it relays signals. This is a good thing to have secured right about here. We got 2 little harnesses, a male and a female, and then we have this beautiful braided cable, which is gonna go into our switch panel. One other thing that I wanna point out is that it even has my name on it, Dylan. That's so nice. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. But all pleasantries aside, look at that. No, just come back in. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Nice guy. Says Dylan, appreciate that, man. Maybe he'll make one with your name on it too. Who knows? I hope he does. That'd be really cool. But otherwise, you could write your name on it. Enough of this. Let's get right back to it. And so we got our braided cables. Look at that. It looks like a snake. Crazy. Once again, this is going to go here, and these are going to plug into something over here, and we're going to go through the instructions to make sure we get everything right. So let's move on to step 2. All right, and so moving on to the next step here, guys, we're going to plug the male connector labeled 2 main harness. That's one of these. And look at this, male connector, because it has prongs. That is going to be the OEM harness, and we're going to undo the ABS plug. That is right here. You don't have to undo any of the other ones. So we're simply going to push it down, wiggle it. Beautiful. And then we're going to insert the female end, because it receives the prongs, into here. I'm very good with these things. Nice little click, and then we're going to take this end and go into the OEM harness, click. And that is all we have to do for the wire side of things. It's so much nicer than having to splice stuff in. You can just use a harness. Now we just need to give that power, and so what we're going to do is we're going to attach these onto our switch panel. We'll do that really quickly, and then we can demonstrate how it works. If you're looking at this, I want you to know I'm not proud of this. This has just ended up happening. I will be cleaning this out for the 100th time. I've had some serious battery corrosion issues going on, but this is the switch panel. Right here, it goes positive to negative. You want to have a 5 amp fuse in there. That's going to work real nice. I'm going to take those, and then I'm going to find our wires. Got a little bit of give. We could have flipped that the other way, to be honest, but that's okay. Red goes in the first one. That's our positive. Lift up that connector a little bit. Squeeze that sucker in. Go down. Next one's our negative. I'm going to close this now, but I want you all to know I'm sorry for how this looks. I'm actually going to clean this out of guilt, but I wanted to own up and say it was this messy when I started this job. And so I'm going to go ahead and clean this. We're going to throw a sticker on the panel, and then we're going to get to it. Neutralize the acid, all right. Get some water in there, some baking soda. Where's my toothbrush? Oh dear God, there's no hope. There's literally no hope. Battery acid in my eye! All right, for what it's worth, I want to point out it doesn't look much better. I really got to install my new switch panel. But there you go. Look how clean that looks, guys. There's no corrosion in here. It looks beautiful. So we're just going to close that. Oh, Lord. There we go. Officially a Loose Axles approved product. All right, now in the truck, and we did move one of these over because I forgot I had my fog and my floods here. We need to find something to put on the panel. Now, I took a long look, and I didn't really see anything regarding to traction, but I did see a sticker that said whip. And I feel like that'd be pretty close. So we're going to go ahead and put that whip sticker on. And now whenever we push the whip button, our traction control is going to turn off. The one thing I do want to point out, in order to turn the traction control back on, you have to restart the vehicle. You got to cycle the key to off and then restart your truck. If you could do it on the fly, that would be sweet. One day I'm sure someone will come up with the technology to do that. We don't quite know how to do it yet. So for now, we push it, disables it, we turn the truck off, we start it again. You now have traction control. And so, let's go test it out. All right, so we're in the truck and we have the traction control on. And so if I were to hit this button that says whip, it has now disabled it. As you can see on the dash, everything's off. You guys might think that's fast. It was extremely fast. But let's say we want to turn that traction control back on. I'm just going to put it in park. And the traction control is back on. Pretty nifty little system. And we're still in park. But we're going to swing around, put the truck back in, because this is pretty much the video here, guys. That was extremely easy. I mean, if it takes you more than that person is driving slow, I was just filming at the same time. I'm probably the one in the wrong, but that video probably took us 30 minutes to film, I think it would take you maybe 2 minutes to install, and this solves a massive thing when it comes to traction control and being off-road and not being able to get power to the wheels, or just wanting to do hood rat stuff. PG-13. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks so much for Chris. He's an awesome guy giving back to this community. Check him out, 4th Gen Harnesses. We're gonna park the truck and we'll see you later.